Yes, yes. So this is kind of what we did from Università Bocconi, and in this paper we propose an empirical study where we two-sided matching in the labor market. So this is essentially a matching model, and the next slide. The feature of this matching market is that the workers choose which firm they want to work for, but the firm only needs to work for. And the main theoretical result is that we can ensure the system First side, we cannot theoretically rule out that it's a labor increase complementing the production. And second, we allow matching to be multidimensional, so the existing digital firm that workers only negotiate over wages, so allow them to negotiate over other contractual terms like whether the workers should do full-time, part-time, or which occasional tasks the workers should perform. Finally, our empirical part find that workers of different occasional types will be complemented. This is of course nice, but this is able to bring to the table and allow this to So the existing literature, they all, or most of them, they use the random utility model to describe the behavior of the agents in the national market. But we will use the percentage utility model, and then to say that the additive random utility model, as we all know, that restricts the alternative to the cross-up utility. Yeah. But we will use the percentage utility model, and as soon as a lot of people are not familiar with the percentage utility model, I will just briefly compare the two models here. So we all know the additive random utility model, where utility is the sum of a statistic and a stochastic term, and the choices are different. This model is statistic, that the worker simply chooses the alternative for which he or she derives the highest amount of utility. In contrast, the percentage utility model is a stochastic choice model, where the agent makes a random choice based on his or her vector of optimal choice probabilities from problem with worker basis. And this percentage utility model that consists of two terms. It consists of the first term is simply the expected payoff. So here it's linear, the percentage is linear and the choice probability. And the second term is the Bayesian function, so which is a K function, and thereby analyzes small values of choice probabilities. So you can also say that this Bayesian function describes the taste society for the yes. And it's of course well known that we assume that the stochastic element in the error model is extremely type 1 is independent, then we get the logic choice probabilities. It's also known that it assumes that the Bayesian function is given by the general entropy. Then we also get the logic choice probabilities. So in this case, the two models are identical. And of our example, econometric paper of 2002, they showed that any vector of choice probabilities derived from an error model and the sensitivity model representation. And more recent research has shown that we can allow complementarity in this model class. Okay, this is what we describe in the cases. Yes. Now, after our matching model, so our implementation. So X will refer to the type of worker, Y will refer to the type of firm. We will see that there's a finite type of worker. Then with Z, I will refer to that dimension as the type of occupation, but that's it's actually more general than that. That would be any contractual term that the worker has, the firm has the purpose to do. That's the dimension. And it's a new that is choose any combination of the firm type and application type, or you choose one for it. And he, of course, based this decision on a vector of optimal choice probability, which is the solution to the way that the frequency to have already used the model. The one thing I want to notice is that the utility of course depends on the weights. And if they are, which is not in a model, and if they choose not to work, they will see some example. Then we have the first problem. So the firm is basically falling in profit maximization problem, where this consists of two elements: the production function, which is a function of how many workers and how it allocates the workers with different occupations. And the second term is simply the firm's wage expenses. Oh, I forgot to say that the production function also depends on this. I will go back to that in a second. Cars and material and resources will be by our okay, we will make the following assumption. We will assume that the production function is constant to be stable, and we will assume that the firm is endowed with wide scarce and resources which is used to hire workers, but it's also productive being built, so that's a trade-off here. So if we divide by the endowment of the resources, we can rewrite this profit maximization problem into the 32 maximization problem, where the optimal choice probabilities here reflect how the firm distributes its initial endowment of cars and resources to the labor groups. Yes, now we have now we can calculate the labor supply for each max given by the number of workers and the labor demand for each max is given by the firm's initial endowment of staff and resources and then by the fees. And here too we can have the equilibrium to equilibrium is determined by a set of market conditions to determine the distribution of matches and the wage schedule. And our aim to solve this that if we assume that the utility is linear, then we can assume that we can prove that there exists a linear distribution system as markets. We can do this without here out of the mentality. We're not able to relax the assumption of linearity in order to ensure this, but we have tried. We have some empirical data where we allow taxation, and it works, but we cannot prove that it works for all the time. Yes. Okay. So this was the theoretical part. Now I'll turn to our empirical part. So here I need to put some more structure on the model. So we will assume that the perturbation function of the worker is given by Shannon entropy. So the worker's choice probabilities are just loaded choice probabilities. However, we will assume that the perturbation function of the firm is given by this similarity function as proposed by Bocconi and Andersen. And we have chosen this perturbation function as it lists some of the most commonly used discrete choice model as the loaded model and the nested loaded model, but it also allows for complementarity. Now, I won't use a lot of time for introducing this similarity function as its their contribution, but these two structural parameters, lambda set and lambda x, they are nesting parameters, and if both of them are equal to 0, then we have simply a Shannon entropy, and then we have loaded choice probabilities. And if one of them is positive, then we have the nested loaded probabilities. listed noted model, and if it you can sort of interpret them relative to the loaded case. So if these are the more positive it becomes, then alternatives inside this nest becomes closer and closer substitutes, and if it becomes one, they are perfect substitutes. In contrast, if it decreases, then they become less closer substitute, and they can eventually become complements. Okay, so we will estimate this model based on Danish administrative register data, and we will estimate two versions of the model. The first model is the first specification. We will restrict to the loaded case, so the first production function is given by this. Our choice probabilities are again given by the loaded model, and in the other case, we will estimate these two structural parameters briefly. And we do that, and then we will consider a counterfactual experiment where we increases the productivity of highly educated workers employed in the manufacturing sector, which perform occupational tasks that requires a high skill level. So here in the first table, you can see what happens with the excess demand in this manufacturing industry when we increases the productivity of this net. So you can see that it increases only for this match, and it decreases for all other matches into the, as we have restricted that alternative to be cross substitutes. In contrast, in the similarity model, we can see that as we find that we identify that the excess demand for this particular match that we increased the productivity of, for the demand increases, but we can also see that it doesn't decrease for all the different matches. So the firm will not just substitute over to this match, but they will also, due to the complementarity, increases demand for other matches. Especially you can see that from high skill, you can see that unskilled skill that needs to be educated workers also increases, but not as much as highly educated. Where excess is by 5,000 and 90. Yes. So that was my presentation. I'll just conclude here. So we proposed a empirical framework to set match in the labor market, where we are now complementarity.